Hello, today we're going to do some jalapeno poppers. We're doing a whole bunch of different bits today, but this is the video we're going to concentrate on. We've got some ribs on, and we're going to do some smoked camembert in a separate video. But I thought I'd show you the poppers because it's an old favourite and it's really pretty straightforward. You can get most of this stuff, all of this stuff at the supermarket. So they are stuffed. So these are the jalapenos. I've bought several packs so I can pick the best ones. This is an absolute belter. This is perfect for the job. With a pack, you don't pick them loose in the UK. You tend to get them parcelled up in sort of pre-packed bits and bobs. So I'll buy several packs, and what I don't use, I'll put in the freezer and use some ingredients. But we want the best size and shape for this job. Some regular smoky bacon, smoked or not smoked, it doesn't really matter. Try and get one that's reasonably uniform because it just makes the job easier. And it's going to be some cream cheese, some chopped tomato, sun-dried tomatoes. There's some garlic in here, a pinch of salt and pepper, and some chopped basil as well, and a splash or two of Worcester sauce. So I'll put the ingredients and the amounts on screen, and yeah, so we'll come back in a little while. The gear you will need for this is a sharp paring knife or something that's got a good edge on it. One of these is very, very useful. This is basically a measure. It's a 1/8 teaspoon measure, and I use this to scoop out the seeds and the veins in the peppers. You'll need some cocktail sticks to pin the things together so they hold while they're cooking, because the bacon will shrink and do all sorts of funny stuff. And you will need a love glove. You can buy different types of that, but you'll want one of these on. Peppers. The jalapenos aren't the strongest pepper in the world, but they will punish you if you get this wrong and rub your eyes or pop to the small room after you've done it. So you really want to make sure you're gloved up and ready to go. I've selected the best peppers for their size and their shape because it's just easier to get them scooped out and put a bit of cream cheese in them, and they're wrapped nicely. So let's take our sharp knife and just cut down almost all the way to the end. And peppers are, I mean, whether they're ripe to this stage or not, they're still fairly sort of firm, fairly stiff. And then I'll take that, give that a press on the end, that'll open it up a little bit, and then you can scoop out the insides a bit easier. Okay, down to the end, scoop them out like that. It'll just be probably, apart from the fact that you won't be able to stuff them very easily, the seeds and the veins will make it probably a little hotter than you're expecting. So once it's open like that, you can take a bit of your cream cheese mix and fill it up. Don't overfill it because it will just seep out and it'll make the thing explode. Might split the bacon and be a bit of a mess. So put enough in. If you think you've overfilled it, which I may have overfilled this one, just give it a squeeze and it'll tell you whether or not you've overfilled it, and just scrape off any excess. Okay, then you take a piece of bacon, just give it a little bit of a stretch to make sure it's long enough, and then I tend to lay it fairly diagonally across the split, and then I wrap it 2 or 3 times depending on how long the bit of bacon is, and then I'll take a cocktail stick, push it through both ends of the bacon and through the pepper as well, and that'll hold it completely in place for the cooking. All right, one down. Do you fancy doing the rest?
No.
Okay.
I will do as long as I can have the love glove.
All right, well I'll crack on with these because I've got the glove on now. It's handy, isn't it? And we'll come back when they're on the grill. Right, so the poppers are all wrapped up in bacon. These have been in the fridge for a little while I'm cooking something else, but they're about ready to go on the grill. So I've set the grill up for indirect, and these are going to go away from the heat, and they'll probably, it's anywhere between sort of 35 and 45 minutes. We want the bacon to crisp up well, so I'm going to be turning them fairly frequently.
So do you leave the cocktail sticks in?
Yeah, leave those in. Those will char and blacken up, but don't worry about those. Just remember to remove them before you eat them. So you can take these off, take them out before serving. The bacon will be set at that point, it'll be crispy. So let's have a look at these when they're done. And be very quick because they won't last for very long. These are done now. They've been in the barbecue for the grill off the heat for probably 25-30 minutes, give or take. It's quite a hot heat tonight because I was doing some of the stuff on the grill. So you can see they're ready. Bacon's nice and crisp, the jalapenos are nice and soft, and some of the cheese has started to melt, to sneak out. Before you eat these, just give these a twist, pull them out. In fact, probably before you serve them, if you don't want to be accused of hurting your friends or your guests.
And they stay, don't they, once the bacon's cooked? Once
it's cooked, they'll stay in place. And just pull them out, and they are ready to go. So you can have them as a starter, just a snack on their own, or, well, you know, however you like, really. I know, Lucas, you can't have these. They're jalapenos. It's not good for you. All right, so we'll see you next time for another interesting dish, hopefully. See you soon, bye.